are phoning in, there are going to be some slides we refer to, so I will just try my best to describe what we are seeing if you are not zooming in online. So we're just going to talk tonight about what is Plexus. Why do we talk about it? Why do we love it? I know for me, one thing that I thought was just really, these scientists, the creators, really just mixed science and plants together. And I think that mixture to create health and wellness in a company, and to deliver products that are very high quality, that really, they're non-GMO, and they help with weight management, they help with gut health, they help with blood sugar control. Plants plus science equals Plexus, and I think that is a pretty awesome way to live and to take products, for sure. So we're moving a little slow with our slides, and that's just internet and craziness. But, why is balancing your blood sugar so important anyway? I'm going to pass it over to Erin. Erin's my sister. She's a senior gold ambassador with Plexus. And I'm going to let her tell her story. So Erin, take it away.
Great. And hey, Casey, let me know if it's my internet and you need to take over. I have a feeling it has something to do because I'm streaming TV. And I'm gonna get that stopped. I apologize, but my story starts over a year and a half ago, where I was in this vicious cycle of caffeine and sugar and carbs and afternoon crashes and moodiness, and I just was stuck in this cycle. I'd sleep all night and wake up so tired, and I felt like I was really trapped, and I didn't know why. I couldn't seem to get out of this life where I was suffering from migraines. I was having every trigger on the list of whether it was wine at night or caffeine or stress or not sleeping well. I was suffering, and I didn't know what to do. So I was just managing my pain, which I think so many people end up doing. I also thought that, it was normal for me because, my dad had it, my aunt had it. And actually, that wasn't true at all. I just had a whole imbalance in my body. And once I started using products to get my gut health, my blood sugar stable, my body got back into balance. I feel like I got my life back. I got my youth back. I got my smile back. One of the things I absolutely love about Plexus, it's for my whole family. My dad, my mom, my kids, my sister, she's hosting this call. It's for everyone. And we're all seeing changes in our life. So I'm going to hand it back over to my sister and let her tell her story.
I love it. Thank you, Erin, so much. So I'm Casey Pleasance. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what that means. I'm a yoga teacher, but first and foremost, I'm a wife, and then second to that, I'm a mom. God comes first, my hubby comes second, and my kids come third. That's sort of my triad. And one thing I love about this business is that this is something that my husband and I have been able to do together. When I was looking into companies and looking to start a home-based business, I didn't want to sell leggings or makeup or something that we couldn't do together. And, for me, I have an autoimmune disease. I have ulcerative colitis. So that's really what led me to these products. Is to get some relief from that. I was very sick. I was missing out on family events and parties and church and, my kids' soccer games. I couldn't make it because I was sick. Now, my husband didn't have an autoimmune disease, but he had, that dad body going on, and just what happens when you sort of blob out and work too much and stop taking care of yourself. So we really committed to take care of ourselves and see if we could be the healthiest that we could be for each other. And so that's just something I really, really love about this business. I'm on no more heavy steroids, which is just very evident in my face for sure, as well as the bloating in my belly. This picture down to the left, it's just funny. And if you're on the call, I'll try to explain it. It's like, a little humping over my pants. And then the next picture, it's really only about 8 weeks later. I had only lost maybe 3 or 4 pounds. It is bloating in inches. And even with yoga, I've been able to create the schedule of my dreams. When I first started teaching yoga, I felt that I had to scramble around, and I was teaching at so many different studios just to sort of make ends meet in my pocketbook. And this income has been able to just replace it, and it's residual. It's the kind of income where today I went and took a yoga class. It was 1 hour, and when I came out, I checked my email, and I, had $100 deposited in my account. So that's the thing that we are looking for, so that at 4:30, my husband and I both can be at my daughter's soccer game, where we're not, working to the grindstone anymore, because we're worth more than that, is what we decided. So as Erin flips to the next slide, not only, of course, we talk about the health benefits of these products, because really, the products sell themselves. I was able to really see that once I started them for myself. I saw the relief. I saw my sister with her migraines completely, going away. I saw my husband, be in a better mood, lose 20 pounds, and quit being a blob. But there's always people like Duffy Marie, and she's on the next slide. She's very thin. She had gone gluten-free. She was eating an extremely clean, actually an elimination diet, because she was having a lot of adult onset acne. She wasn't sleeping well, but she was thin. So when I lost the little bit of weight I had, and my husband lost weight, she was watching my journey and thought, I don't need these products. I'm actually thin enough. I'd like to sort of gain a little weight. I said, please try it. I think you'll see great results, because, here's the deal. When your blood sugar is out of whack and your gut is unhealthy, it doesn't matter if you're fat or thin or have adult acne or migraines or whatever, your body's out of whack. So Duffy Marie and I took the exact same products. I lost 15 pounds. She gained 13 pounds. I wanted to, she wanted to. We were happy with that. But I think that's just one of the awesome things about Plexus is that if you need to lose, you will. If you need to gain, you will. If you need to stay the same, you'll stay the same. It really hits you where you're ready. So after a short period of time, not only did Duffy Marie gain sort of the weight she needed to gain, her acne cleared up. She started sleeping like a log. I don't like to say like a baby, because if y'all's babies were like my babies, we don't want to sleep like babies. We want to sleep like logs, or like husbands, or like teenagers maybe. And that's one thing I noticed too, was my sleep for sure. I didn't think I slept bad until I started sleeping good. I thought I was a fine sleeper. But when you wake up and you're still tired, and you've, quote unquote, slept for 8 to 10 hours, then you're not sleeping good. And I think, a very high percentage of Americans can be put into that category for sure. So we talk a lot about gut health, and that's one thing that this company really stands behind. And, Candida yeast is huge. It lays dormant in all of us, but it flares up because of standard American diet. It flares up because even if we're eating organic and doing all the right things, we don't know what's in the soil, and it's not the same as it was, 10, 20, 50 years ago. So many of Americans have Candida yeast or leaky gut, and it presents itself in different ways. It can show up as anxiety, autoimmune disease. That was me for sure. For my husband, it was just kind of some depression and his allergies. Like we said, Duffy Marie, it was her acne and her IBS. For my sister, it was the fatigue and the depression, and even her migraines. So it shows up in crazy ways. And the only way to get it healthy is through high quality supplementation, along with a good diet and exercise. So I know for me, these products have changed my life, and I literally think that they have saved some of my family members' life. My stepmom is a great example. She has type 2 diabetes. She just posted on my page today. She went in for a checkup, and last year her A1C was 9.1. And now it's 5.1. I mean, that literally for someone like that who, is in the morbidly obese category, for her blood sugar to get down and lose some weight, that's saving her eyesight. It's maybe even saving her a limb. So, I mean, not all cases are, of course, that dramatic, but I have to throw that one in there because I think literally these products saved her life. So I always like to joke and say, I got 99 problems and Plexus solved like 86 of them. So I think that's just a funny little, little graphic and saying. And, this company is just full of surprises and we have so much fun. We go to Vegas and we get to go to Dallas, our convention, annual conventions in Vegas this year, and it's just going to be a blast. And not only do we have fun, but this company gives back. They do Toys for Tots. They support military children. They give back, and they give us opportunities to give back as well. So not only can we donate to the Plexus Breast Cancer Awareness, but when we're making money, we're encouraged to give that back, give our time, give our money, tithe more, give more. And the motto of the company, the CEO says it all the time: when you're blessed, be a blessing. And I love that. I've been able to do so much more of that. So I never thought I'd be in the business of sales. I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell ice to an Eskimo. I'm a real, true, yogi, Reiki master, wife, mom, just fun kind of person. So I've been approached in the past to, quote unquote, sell stuff. And I thought, not for me. I'm not a salesperson. But because I have such an awesome story behind it, and because I've seen so many awesome stories, I don't feel salesy. Yes, I am in sales. I'm the first to admit it. But I tell my story, and I tell my sister's story. I tell my stepmom. I tell my husband. My daughter, is in the other room. Her acne completely cleared up. My son, his behavior improved. My friend Lauren has rheumatoid arthritis, and she's seen improvement from that. And it's just, Amy is another team member who has lupus. So it's not always these big, huge, autoimmune diseases. I think that those help because they offer so much hope to people who maybe didn't have hope. But even, like Duffy Marie, she just wanted to put on a few pounds and get her boobs back, basically. So I think it's just I think it's one of those things where it's for everyone. So I mentioned earlier, I'm a Senior Ruby Ambassador. So on the chart here, if you're listening in, we just have an average monthly income for each rank. So you sort of start off at silver. It's about $442 a month, all the way up to diamond, which is $36,891 a month. So I'm at Senior Ruby. It's $4,303. My husband will go Senior Gold very soon, which is about $2,000. So that's a little over $6,000 that we take in a month. And that's sort of on the small side, I'll just say. That's an average. And I'm an A-plus student, if you get my drift. So that salary, I mean, I was a teacher before this, and then I quit that lovely salary to make even less being a yoga teacher. So to get an income like this, where I'm able to work when I want to work and where I want to work, to be able to wake up and see my children every morning, get them on the school bus, get them do after school events, be with my husband. I mean, it can be 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I can ask my husband to come home so we can have a glass of wine on the porch, and he's able to do that. So it's just huge. One exciting thing, my next step is to get a Lexus that the company pays for in a trip to Maui, Hawaii. That's once you reach jewel status, which is emerald. So that'll be my next step in the company coming up super soon. So that's always a plus to get your card paid for. So you're here because you want some type of balance, and that can be a balance in your family life. It can be a balance in your fitness goals and your workout exercise, even in your community and your spirit, and sort of what's next for you on your personal development journey. So the question I ask is, what if Plexus could change everything for you like it has for me and my husband? What if your body gets in check and then your finances start to fall into place? And then on the side, you have a lot of fun doing it. I mean, why not? What are you waiting for? Is my question. Today can be the day that will change. And a tagline we use is, what if this could change everything? I know for me it has, and I know for my 315 team members, it's changed their lives as well. So I encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you on this call tonight. You're also welcome to reach out to me. My name is Casey Pleasance, and that is my name on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. So I'm public on all of those. You're welcome to send me a message if you have questions about my story or any of the stories that I shared on the call tonight. So you guys have a rockin' day, and if you're already drinking the pink, keep doing it. And if you're not, come on and drink it with us.